Hello. How are you guys doing? I think let's give an applause to the guys from BSides. We're probably going to say thank you to them later, but to the organizers and to everyone who's done the effort to present today, it's a lot of effort to be here. So let's give a round of applause to them for making it a good day. All right. My name is Jaco. I'm not going to bore you with who am I for now because there's pizza and beer waiting for you. So I want to start with a question. This next 45 minutes is going to be interactive. I've got a roaming mic. I'm not scared to walk up to you and put it in your mouth and ask you a question. But who of you have done a tabletop exercise before at your work? Like 10%. Okay. Was it valuable? Mr. MWR says yes because he does it for payment. For anyone else, was it valuable? My issue with some of the tabletops we do is it's super fluffy. So you start with, we've got an incident, no one can access any machines, oh wait, it's ransomware, what do? We plug out everything, and then we go on with our lives. It's the same thing, it's that Mike Tyson thing, someone said it earlier today, like you've got a plan until you get punched in the face. Same kind of thing. So, my hope with this session is to give you a bit more of an interactive tabletop. And the idea behind this is not to get the answers right, not to be the technical sharp one and you can, I don't know, decode base64 on the fly in memory. But to be able to think about options when you are in the incident, what do you do next? What do you spend time on? What do you spend resources on? And then also for you guys to go back afterwards on Monday and go back to work and think, hang on, this that we did today, is this possible in my environment? Can this happen? If this would happen at work or at a client of your consultant, how would you deal with it? Would you make the same decisions? Is it possible or not? So as I said, this is an interactive session. I need input from you guys to make this work. So brief background. You are a security analyst at the NTNEC SA. That is not the Nuclear Energy Corporation of South Africa. I like not to get sued. You have an office-only security team with an IR retainer from an external company. So there's a few external companies here that does IR retainers. You are that. All monitoring of systems and alerts are done by the internal team. So how is it going to work? So basically, you'll get a brief. They say this is what's happening, or this is what you saw, this is what's going on, and then you guys will have to choose what to do next. All right. So with those three options on the screen, let's practice this. What are we going to do? Option A, B, or C? Who votes for A? Okay. Who votes for B? Okay. Who votes for C? Okay. B. B wins. Okay, so you've chosen democratically. Option B, we're doing B. Oh, well done. Give yourself a round of applause. That was a good choice. Okay, are we ready to start? You get how it's gonna go. I need input from you guys. I need interaction from you guys. I've got the roaming mic, so just shout out stuff. And here we go. So remember, you are the security analyst. You've got a retainer, so we can go IR if we need to. But yeah, so we'll start with this. It's Friday. It's 3 o'clock. All right? The phone rings. The dude says, I just forwarded an email to you. What do you do? Close laptop and run. You forgot about that 12-hour solo hike you were going to do in the Magaliesberg. So you decide to start that now. Or you sigh, you cry, and you read your email. What do? Close laptop and run. Okay, some people are honest. And then sigh, cry, read email. Okay, cool, we read the email. Fine. Okay, obviously you read the email. Okay, so at the NTNNECCSA, we've got a new detection engineering team that started recently because we've been attending things like BSides Joburg in Cape Town and Oaks Coffee and whatever. So we've now learned that we need this type of department. So people need to look at how we can configure more rules. So this team built a couple of rules, and one of the rules they built triggered an alert last week on a server with that command there. Net user chunksum something add. Net local group administrators chunksum something add. All right. Does someone want to shout out what does that do? Creates a user, new admin. Is that the official stance of Orange Cybersecurity, or? I'm confused. Okay, so basically they've got a rule. They're checking net user commands. They've seen this. They've sent you the email. What do you do if you see this? Option 1, call IR. Option 2 is the Monday option. That's the one where you have stuff to do the weekend like normal human beings. And number 3 is you send it to the SOC. You hope they're still in office to start investigating. So let's vote. Who's going to call IR on this? The IR retainer companies put up their hand. What's next? Who's going to wait until Monday to deal with this? Do you want to tell me, all of you is going to look at this now? It's Friday afternoon. Okay, so that leaves the last option. Everyone's saying SOC. We need to investigate. Yes, huh? Bunch of frickies. Okay, cool. We're going to the SOC. Ah, what's that? It's a QR code. Do I need to wait? Can I scroll? I don't know. Okay. So, I'm going to find out. Okay, cool. So, we've got a server. We'll refer to this as the 317 server while you look at Rick Ashley singing to you. Yes, there we go. So, okay, cool. So that's what we need to investigate. The server we're looking at is something called ZANTNECSASRV 317. Just for short, we'll refer to that as the 317 server. And we see that commands. So that's what you have to read your email. We're going to look at it. How are we going to look at it? Options that we've got. We can call the server owner and ask him, dude, is this you? What's going on? Or we can network quarantine that box out of an abundance of caution. Or we can go and look at the process tree for those commands. Who wants to network quarantine the box? Yes. It looks bad. What is chunksum? Who's chunksum? Okay, cool. We can ask now the question again. Who wants to look at the process tree of those commands? Couple, unconvinced. Couple. Who wants to call the server owner and ask him? Is that it? Server owner? Okay. The CEO of SensePost says we need to do it, so I'll do it. I need to check which other consultancies are here that I can call out. Okay, cool. So what he says, call the server owner. Cool. We call the server owner. He's quite happy that we called him. He's very interested in his own stuff and really wants to know when something bad is going on. So we call him. He's happy. He said they'll speak to the team to see if it was one of them, but then he also concludes the call, say, listen, dude, but it's late on Friday. My team was probably all over the show, so not much from there. Okay, cool. So what else we got? Process tree review. What would have happened if you network quarantined the thing right there, right now? The ones that put up your hand. If you just network quarantined that box. It would have been cut off the network, yes, but repercussions. Would you have gotten a Take-A-Lot voucher the Monday for taking proactive action? No, you would have probably caused some production impact and had some angry service owner phoning you, like, why is my thing not running anymore? Okay, so we dodged that bullet. Well done. Well done. All right, so we do a process tree review, and we see this. I'll give you a sec to look at it. There's something called Nexa user manager.exe, which spawned cmd.exe, and then added users. That's interesting. Okay. The keen eye would notice the username has changed now, but don't worry about that. It's late on a Saturday. Just look at me, follow me. I've got you. All right, cool. So basically what we've got from this is we've got this weird exe. Well, maybe it's not a weird exe. Maybe it's legit process. We've got an exe that's running net commands. What do we do with that exe? I've got options for you. Okay, upload it to VirusTotal. I've got reverse engineer it. We are the creme de la creme of the South African cybersecurity community in this room. I hope we can. Or we're going to check the org prevalence. What does that mean? We go and we check where else in organizations this thing running. Cool. Who wants to upload it to VirusTotal? Cool. Nice. Who wants to reverse engineer it? Okay. There's some country skills gap there. And then check organizational prevalence. Cool. I think VirusTotal win. Het gewen. Okay, cool. VirusTotal it is. We take Nexa user manager.exe and we push it to VirusTotal. What's going to happen when you upload stuff to VirusTotal? Everyone is going to see it. So some keen researcher out of the US picked up this interesting file that was uploaded to VirusTotal, and he writes his little report, and it gets picked up by Bleeping Computer. And the headline in Bleeping Computer is now nation-state threat actors targeting Southern Africa. Because someone picked up the exe on VirusTotal, and they were able to reverse engineer it, and they saw the links to whatever, NTNECSA. Not good, not great. Now you've got management on your back, because this thing has been published. Jan Vermeulen from My Broadband just phoned the CEO for comment, and now you need to deal with that as well. All right, okay. With that in mind, shame on you all. Shocking. What do we do? Do we go check organizational prevalence where this thing is else in organization, or do we reverse engineering to see what it does? Organizational prevalence, reverse engineering. That guy, like, who of you have been on an internet call? Who've been on an internet call? Yes, you guys have got fluffy jobs. What do you do? When you're on a proper internet call, decisions usually aren't made at like what is the best to do. It's like a guy like that joining the call suddenly and with confidence says reverse engineering, and everyone keeps quiet. So we're going to do reverse engineering now because someone said it with confidence. Cool. What happens when you suddenly want to reverse engineer something in your company? So Jeff, who did a course on Udemy 3 years ago, takes 2 days to get his VMs back up and running and install everything and get stuff, and now he goes to the AD team and can you guys give me a Windows license because this thing expired, and then 2 days later he comes back with nothing. Who of you guys are comfortable that your teams can reverse engineer proper, I don't know, let's call it APT malware. Not the red team stuff we see in the country from some miscreant companies, but proper stuff. So just think of that. What is the plan? What is the plan for you? If you see something on network, are you going to VirusTotal it and that's it? Or do you have a retainer with someone proper where hopefully your analyst's name starts with Vladimir and the rhymes with Vostok that can pull the stuff apart for you? Okay, it's not going great. So let's check the organizational prevalence. This one I would scan if I were the scavenger hunt types. Okay, cool. So you search the thing. You search for Nexa updata.exe. Where'd you else find it? No way. Okay, what's next? So 3 options for you guys. We can do a RAM dump of the server. Who wants to do a RAM dump of the server to analyze what's going on? Again, the confident guy. We need to either someone mute him on the call, or get his line manager to ask him to go do his work. Second option is proxy logs. Who wants to look at proxy logs relating to that 317 server? No one. Someone has dealt with proxy locks, yes? Friday. So the other option is to look at the account activity of the account that was created. Okay, yes. Confident guy, yeah, someone. That guy's a CISO, I think he knows what he's doing. So we'll do it. Okay, everyone happy? Account activity. So basically we want to go check what happened when this account was created. Remember that Stonehouse stuff, just forget about it. Okay, happy days. All right, what do we see? What do we see? So shortly after this account was created with some net commands, a file called word.exe was created in a downloads folder of that server. Someone was smart enough to, although your track record talks different, but someone at least was smart enough to go look up the hash of that file. And this is AnyDesk portable. Who does not know what AnyDesk portable is, or AnyDesk? Who knows what AnyDesk is? Let me do that, sorry, inverse. Yeah, you better put up your hands. Okay, AnyDesk is a remote management and monitoring tool. All right, so 3 options. We can phone our server owner and check with him, listen, dude, why are you guys running AnyDesk? Or we can network quarantine this thing. Or we can call an IR. The retainer is written. They're happy to trigger it. Just say the word and the money starts rolling. So, check with server owner. Who wants to phone the server owner and ask, listen, dude, are you guys rolling AnyDesk? He's on weekend. His phone's off. Then you deal with the escalation framework. You phone his boss. Network quarantine. Who wants a network quarantine thing? 4 of you. And who wants to roll IR? Jeepers. IR? We're going to do IR? Yes. Someone said yes from that side. Cool. We roll IR. We get our expensive dollars out. We hope our break glass accounts were created and that they've got access. So what happens if you phone IR? They're going to ask you, what are you doing? There's AnyDesk. Have you read any threat report in the last 3 years where AnyDesk was involved? This is ransomware, this is nation state, this is bad stuff. And you haven't quarantined it. Shame on you. So you bow your head in shame, you walk back to your keyboard, and you go network quarantine it. Thank you. All right, cool. So we've got one thing that took us 15 minutes. The country is in decent hands. I think we'll... I don't know if China's got decent IR people. So AnyDesk, we've got AnyDesk. That's what we've got. This is where we are. We're going to go IRing. To recap, we've got those net commands. We've got AnyDesk. What do we focus on? So 2 things. So server is compromised. Do we want to see how we got it compromised, or do we want to see what did he do on that server after he compromised it? So who wants to see how we got onto that server before? The first thing. 3 people. Who wants to see what he did after he got onto the majority rules? So everyone, Dinas, do you want to say, what is? So your line is very bad. You're breaking up. We'll just drop and join back on the call. The team has made the decision. We're assigning resources. So there we go. Majority rules. Have you been on an incident? Oftentimes majority rules, or the loudest person rules. This is legit. Go think of it. Go think of the incidents you've been on, or the MIMs you've been on, if it's just technical issues. It's not usually sound reasoning that wins. It's the guy that's confident that did a CISP 10 years ago. That's okay. Nothing wrong with a CISP. So it's usually the guy that's most confident that everyone just goes with, because someone might be too scared to raise his voice. So just think about how you deal with that. All right. So what did the TA do on this prod server? We've got options. We can review the AnyDesk logs. We can review command and scripting activity on the box. Or we can pull a ram dump. Ram dump. Ram dump. I've got ram dump. It is. We're doing a ram dump. Sorry, ma'am. Please wait. Put up your hand on the call if you want to say something. Okay. What happens when you do a ram dump? Freaking nothing. Who of you guys have been able to do a ram dump in your organization and actually got something from it? So the hot IR companies are saying, yeah, we do it all the time. So this is also something to go think about. So I think somebody spoke earlier about some of the forensic stuff, and it was like, okay, cool. So because you might not want to switch stuff off because you want to like secure volatile information. Jason there at the back is probably dying inside because of what I'm saying now. The SANS faculty will reject all my certifications after this. But just go think of it. So number one, how do you do a RAM dump of a box of an enterprise server that's running 128 gigs of RAM? Where do you put it? EDR tools can do RAM dumps. But secondly, who's going to run it for you? Is it Jeff, who did reverse engineering on Udemy, who's going to fire up volatility and pointing it against this thing and try and do it? Or have you tried it? So maybe Monday go back, go do a RAM dump of a server and go try and analyze it with the tools that's there. And just get that practice going, because the last thing you want is to take 12 hours during an incident trying to do a RAM dump and you get nothing for it. Okay, RAM dump, bad idea. Shame on you at the back person. Okay, I heard AnyDesk. AnyDesk log files. Who wants to look at the AnyDesk log files? Dude with the cool hat. And people in the light. Or review command and script activity. Hi, Jason. You're just waving, or do you feel passionately about doing something? As you'd see, we're listening to our young analyst and we're doing AnyDesk. Cool. So you look at your AnyDesk logs as Jason has to go outside and smoke just to get his bearings again of all the crap you're doing. So AnyDesk log files. Anyone wants to tell me what's happening there on screen? Why? No, well, yeah, maybe. Was there no internet then as well? Maybe someone in your team was smart enough to go and block the category on your proxy to allow or to block remote access tools. You know you've got such category most likely on your proxy that you've got to say block AnyDesk and TeamViewer and whatever if you don't use it. Cool. This is fairly good news. RAM dump we've done. So this is what we've got. Command and scripting activity. Everyone happy? Cool. You go and review command and scripting activity for that server based on your fancy logs that you've got. And you see that. What does that do? Anyone wants to shout it out? Of what? Archive of what? Project Ukutula. Cool. So someone ran a command in this time frame of stuff we're looking at that created an archive in Project Ukutula. It's most likely that user that was created. Looking at the path. Happy with that. I'll take that. So what do you do next? So someone created an archive. Boo-hoo. Do we continue reviewing command and scripting activity? There might be some more goodness there for us to look at. Do we review proxy logs for C2? Everyone loves to find C2 in DNS traffic and Or do we extract and review what is in the files.zip folder that was just created? Who wants to continue reviewing command and scripting activity? Cool, some of you. Who wants to do a review of the proxy for C2 traffic? All the red team people's like, yeah, C2, go find the C2. Or extract and review the files in the zip folder. Who wants to check that? This is too close. But I mean, his hand is staying up. We're probably going to do it. I can't see that far at the back. Cool. So we extract and review the files in the zip folder. We want to know what is being archived. Is this weird or not? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You find confidential data above your pay grade. You suddenly learn that NTNECSA is running something called Project Ukutula. Something nuclear weapons program, something. You ask management, and now they just brought in a bunch of lawyers to give you a pack of NDAs to sign because you just learned about this project that no one should know about. Does this create a different angle on the incident you're dealing with when you find out that your company that's only supposing to be like nuclear medicine research is now doing something else? Who would maybe want to go after us if we're looking at nuclear weapons programs and stuff? Anyone? IPD. Which IPD? Oh, yeah, the US. Okay. That wasn't on my bingo card. Who else? Iran. Okay, maybe Iran, yeah. North Korea, maybe anyone? Maybe? Okay. Clearly no threat intel people in the room. We'll continue. Okay, cool. Happy days. So what now? So back to command and scripting activity or C2 traffic? Command and scripting activity. Yes, C2? Okay. I think it's command and scripting. That's a clear one. Cool. We go back. We find this command in there. Anyone wants to shout out what it is? Data exfil. Well done. Data exfil to where? To box. What is box? The thing you shouldn't be. No. Bad joke. Sorry. Okay, we've got data exfil. So someone is uploading files.zip to a box file. What does it mean? What does it mean? Because we clearly have the special clause in the room, I'll help you. Cool. What did you do? You check with the internal box team. Luckily, you know, we use box as an enterprise to do stuff. So they tell you, hang on, that's actually our box account there. We've checked it. And they go and check the folder, and they see someone was able to add an external share to that folder with that email address. Is just to, before we pivot, is this a crisis or not? Is this where you phone the CEO and the media relations team for holding statement and legal? Yes? No? Something to think about it. When in your incident process do you escalate? When in your incident process do you phone the CEO and say, listen, dude, you need to be read into something that the SOC is dealing with? Cool. So we've got that. We're going to move over to what someone there wanted to do earlier, is to look at how the threat actor got onto the server in the first place. Cool. So as a recap, we've got AnyDesk and user accounts being created on that 317 server. We've got data being exfiltrated to box and then shared with external parties. So I think we can assume at this stage that that is gone. Someone took it. Project Ukutula is in the wind. Not great. Not great. Cool. How are we doing? All right. We're going to move along swiftly. Okay, so the next question is, how did the server, the threat actor get onto that 317 server? Options: digital forensic analysis. Do you want to check firewall logs, or do you want to look at Windows security event logs? Windows security event logs. Some people. Firewall logs. Digital forensic analysis. Some people at the back says digital forensic analysis. We shall do digital forensic analysis of that server. Cool. We find Jason, like, Jason, can I borrow your Encase dongle, please? So, then your digital forensic team comes back and say, listen, hang on. What do you want to what do you want us to look at? Or what? Okay, incidentally, I know a guy called Lucas who does digital forensic analysis. So Lucas was nice enough to pull us the security event logs from the service along. Something to think about Monday. If you want to do full-on forensic analysis of a server, what do you do? Number one, who do you phone? Do you have an internal team? Do you have an external party that's going to do it for you? How are we going to do? Is it VMware stuff? Are you going to do snapshots? Is it on-prem stuff sitting in a data center somewhere that you need like 3 lines of paperwork to get in, to go physically plug in a hard drive and image it? Think about that. How do you do that? Can you use the backups from your backup system, a snapshot from that to analyze it? Cool. We're going to look at event logs now, because that's what the digital forensic team says we can look at. So Windows firewall event logs on the box, terminal service event logs on the box, or security event logs. Security event logs, that's the majority. We'll do security event logs. So Windows security event log it is. Here we go. What's going to happen? Any ideas? Nothing? Anyone? We've got 6 hours worth of event logs on that server, and Lucas tells you, look, dude, I can't do magic. If the data isn't there, it's not there. Who of you have checked at your Windows security event log file on the server recently? Recent years? Anyone? It's some cases you got like 45 minutes of data due to retention policies and how noisy that Windows event log, security event log is nothing. So something to check. Unless you're pumping all those security event logs into the SIEM. If you've got Microsoft money. Okay, what else? Firewall logs, Windows firewall, event logs, or terminal services. Terminal services. 2, 3 guys. Firewalls, firewall logs. What? Like a bunch of old people want to look at firewall logs. Okay. Firewall logs. What do we find? Meh, meh, meh. Like usually with firewall logs. Okay, so that leaves us with terminal services log. What would be in the terminal services log? What is the 3-letter acronym? What? RDP. It's not a house you get. Remote desktop. Well done, guys. Well done. So, cool. We've got an RDP event log. Someone RDP'd onto that box from that IP address. You've got an IP address. What is that? A public IP address? Or a private IP address? With it? Yes, dankie toch. It's a private IP address. Cool. So you've got an IP in your network. How do you know what that is? Do you check the CMDB? Do you look at DNS logs? Or do you do what every Splunk admin wants to kill you for and do index equals star and that IP address? Who wants to check the CMDB? Oh, at least nobody trusts the CMDB. Well done. DNS logs. Who wants to look at DNS logs? Some people. Who wants to do Splunk, random Splunk searches? Okay, there's like 2 people want to do Splunk searches. There's like 3 people want to do DNS logs. We'll look at DNS logs. Did you really think we've got DNS logs? Who's got DNS logs? No one. If you've got DNS logs, you probably, I don't know, Investec Private Bank or something. So I should have asked, is there anyone from the SARB, the Prudential Authority, the Information Regulator in the room? Okay. Too late. Anyway, okay, cool. So that didn't work. CMDB or Splunk searches? Splunk searches? Yes, Splunk searches. Here we go. Can you believe that that worked? Unfortunately. To the detriment of everyone wanting the analysts to do proper analysis, they just go put in a bloody IP address and they find the data. Okay. Basically, they found that IP address is linked to a server called Mabena Server 007. All right. So this is what we've got. We've got options. We know someone RDP'd from Mabena to the 317 server, and then the bad stuff happened that we discussed earlier. Okay. Happy days. What do we do on Mabena? Do we go play around with the EDR on it? Do we phone Mabena Charlie and ask him? Or do we do another general SIEM review for the Mabena server logs? Who wants to do an EDR scratch around? Okay, some of you. Nice. Who wants to phone Mabena Charlie? Someone at the back. Who wants to do a general SIEM log review for Mabena? I think that's the majority. That's the majority. Okay, cool. Happy days. We'll do a general SIEM review. Sorry, nothing. Just think about that. You going to the analyst and tell them, listen, go log into the SIEM and go find me malicious activity for the server. Does that work? That hardly works. Someone to go and stumble across something. You need to be specific. Okay, so that leaves us with phoning Mabena or EDR. EDR? EDR it is. Well done. Cool. What have we got? So now you've RTR'd or live responded or whatever EDR you're using to Mabena. What command are you going to run? Netstat, PS, or cat? You can't do all of the above. You're a very poor analyst. You need to do one thing at a time. Who wants to do netstat? PS, some of you, and cat. Cat. Someone shouted at me, cat. We're going to do cat. What will shouting person? What will cat do if you run that on a Linux box? So let's test if the connection works. Yo. Sure. That's not what it does. It just shows you user information in an Linux box. So, cool. That didn't, okay, netstat, PS, netstat, PS, netstat. Netstat. What's netstat going to show us? No? Network connections. All right, we see this. Netstat. What's happening here? Anyone? It's connecting to a AWS EC2. That's interesting. Okay, maybe, I don't know. And what process is connecting to to AWS? Python. So we'll just do PS as well. And PS shows us this. Okay. Who wants to put 2 and 2 together? So, well, that's a bunch of allegations there. Okay, so some dude says reverse shell. Well, what I will give you, we've got a Python file running on a box, and it's going to AWS. It looks a bit odd. I think we need to look at it. In the collective 9 minutes we've got left to solve this incident. Okay, cool. What now? What do we do with that Python file? Do we manually review it? Do we phone Mabena and ask him about it? Or do we upload it to VirusTotal? VirusTotal! Now you're scared of VirusTotal. Who wants to manually review the health check file? Yes, a bunch of coders. I understand Python. I can look at a file and just see bad stuff. Health check, health check, health check, health check. Health check stuff. Health check. Ooh. Beacon. Or bacon if English is your second language. So what does that do? This is a Python reverse shell thingy. If you upload it to VirusTotal, VirusTotal would have told you it's a Python reverse shell, but now you're scared of getting in trouble with management. Okay, what do we do now? I just told you what's going to happen to VirusTotal, so we're going to phone Mabena. Everyone happy? What do you want to ask Mabena? Anything? How's health check on your server? Basically, Mabena just does it, but I don't know what this is. This does not look right. Okay, cool. So this is what we've got. We've got a compromise of the Mabena server, and then that likely led to RDP to whatever. Do I have 5 minutes? No, I don't. You've got to answer the next question, you with the time person. Okay. So what else we do? We're going to send the Mabena server to forensics. Just because Jason opened today, I felt we need to honor the forensic fraternity in the room. So we're going to send the server to forensics. Some say we are still waiting for them for feedback. But legit, go think about it. How long is it going to take someone to image a server? What are they going to do? Here's another option. Let's go check the environment for that 13 IP address. That's the IP address of the EC2. Good idea? Yes. You get lucky or not. This is sometimes fun. This happened once to me when you've got too much access and you can search everything. This is a bad idea anyway. So you go search an IP address across everything you've got, and you find email with an email that says, hang on, this is an alert for your GitHub Enterprise account. Someone just logged into your organization from this 13 IP address. That looks dodgy. Dealing with the log of the team, you figure out that that authentication to GitHub was via a personal access token. Who of you guys use GitHub in your organizations? Everyone, stick up. Who of you guys allows your devs to have personal access tokens into the repo? You don't have to put up it, so you're going to get hacked. Something to go think about. Something to go think about. How are those personal access tokens managed? If someone gets their hands on it, can they log into your enterprise GitHub? All right, we've got 3 things to do. We've got 6 minutes. Oh, 2. I object, Your Honor. Okay, we'll do it in 2. Okay. So what else can we do for that 13 IP address? We'll finish this, don't worry. I won't leave you hanging. What can we do? Do we put in restrictions on GitHub to prevent access to that certain IP? Do we log an abuse complaint with AWS because we're very, very angry? Or do we investigate where else this IP touched the network? Who wants to put in IP restrictions on GitHub? No one. You're scared of your devs, huh? Who wants to log an abuse complaint with AWS? You don't trust the system. Okay, so obviously we're gonna investigate where else this IP touched the network. Yes, happy? We're gonna do it. So you dust off the seam. You log in. You try 3 times. If it's your user number or if it's your email address to log in, you get in. What do you find? Dum dum dum. Someone logged into the organizational Jira account with that same IP address. Huh? Cloud services coming to bite you. You cannot believe your luck. You just found something. You walk out, you go play the lotto at the cafe, and you come back, and you continue your analysis. What do you do? What do you do? You've got 1 minute to solve it. The CEO is going to join the call just now and he wants an update from you. Do you investigate what the IP did on Jira? Or do you look into the account with which it logged in? Account? Someone said account? There was a very nervous account. Let's do that. Okay, cool. Almost there. That's interesting. It used a legitimate account. This guy called Jimmy. You speak to Jimmy, it says, that's my account, it wasn't me. That's interesting. We're going to investigate what the IP did on Jira. So you phone your Jira team. Has anyone dealt with the Jira team? So they keep you wait for 45 minutes, watching the guy, sharing a screen, trying to go through audit logs. Eventually, it usually ends with just export everything, give it to me, I'll go look at it. You go look at it, you start your own analysis, and you realize the Jira logs doesn't help you much. What else can we do? Next. Next, thank you. So we know someone accessed Jira from that IP address. 2 things left to solve this investigation. Then you're free for alcohol and pizza. Do we investigate Jimmy's corporate device, or do we call the threat intel team? Jimmy's device. 2 people. Threat intel. Okay, I don't know. What's easier? Jimmy's device? We tell Jimmy we want to investigate your devices. He gives us a lot of stuff. Like a laptop and a phone and a desktop and 2 servers and whatever. Everyone digs in. What do we find? Nothing. Eventually, sanity prevails and we find a threat intel team. They rock up with their Scooby-Doo mystery van. They're going to search the dark web for you. What do you think they find on the dark web relating to Jimmy? Any idea? Shout it out. Compromised credentials. Yes, can I have a round of applause for compromised credentials? What is this? Stealer logs for Jimmy Stonehouse's account. Dum, dum, dum. But hang on. Final twist. What's the host name there? House of Stone PC. Is that our corporate machine names? No. You phone Jimmy. You ask Jimmy, what did you do, dude? What gaat aan, Jimmy? Kom, praat my. And Jimmy says, I don't know. You ask Jimmy if he logged into Jira from his home PC. And Jimmy's like, no. And then you go see and you want to test if you can log in external, but you can't. So let me ask this question. $1 million question. Let me stop. So it's Jimmy's private machine that was compromised. His corporate credentials were on there. He did not use it on it. How did Jimmy's corporate credentials get onto his private machine? Any ideas? Well done. Well done, sir, in the light. I can't see you. I hope you're good. Well done. Credentials syncing via Google Chrome. Your Gmail account is signed into your organizational laptop. You save passwords in the browser. It syncs home. Your son comes to you and says, Dad, GTA 5 is out. I can get it online. Just help me install this crack. And you help him install this crack. And it infects the machine with stealing malware, and it goes extracts all the saved passwords from the browser. And with that, we've got 2 questions. 1 we've solved. And the other one, I'll give it to you because Jared is going to kick me off in the next few seconds. You had a whitelist for Amazon IP addresses on your Jira. Everything else was blocked, only corp IPs, but someone whitelisted all the AWS ranges. That's how the threat actors got onto the Jira with the EC2. And with that, we are done. Go home, go think of this on Monday in your organization. Can this work in your organization? What do you need to detect it? What do you need to investigate it? Is any of this viable? And then go speak to your people and think how you can remediate for this. Thank you very much.